computer, and I think you can, maybe on your phone, you might be able to figure, there might be a button to like, raise your hand. No, that's only on chat. You might have to unmute yourself if you have a question, but because we will answer questions later. But I am so glad you guys are here. So what I want to tell you first thing right off the bat is that we're not here to sell you or to convince you. We don't want to like twist your arm into joining us or really bat you over the head and force you to do this. That's not at all what we want to do. Our goal tonight is to do two things. The first is for you guys to figure out if this is a good fit for you. So to figure out if our tribe and what we're talking about tonight is a good fit for you. But on the other hand, the goal is also for us to see if you fit with our tribe, because we're already here. We're making changes and we're changing lives and we have a mission, and we want to make sure if you guys jump into the opportunity, you're going to jump in and jive with us. So that's our mission tonight, is just figuring out if the fit is right. So I had posted in one of the groups, and some of you guys had commented about 5 problems. And this is where I think this business is the best thing. It's a solution for any of these 5 problems. The 5 problems being money, time, health, purpose, and security. And I hopefully, between Kayla, Felicia, and I talking about why we're doing this, we'll cover most of those bases in terms of how what we do is solving the problem that we have. I know I'm going to probably talk a little bit about money later, and we'll see what Kayla and Felicia come up with. But I want to explain why they do what they do, and you'll find that each one of us is a little bit different in why we're doing it and what our passion is and what our mission is moving forward. So I want to let Felicia run, because she's got a wonderful 2-year-old like I do who drove her nuts tonight, and so I want to let her talk so she can jump off if she needs to. So I'm going to unmute Felicia. Take it away.
Hi guys. So I'm Felicia, and I'm also on the West Coast. So it's only 6 here, which is why my 2-year-old is still up. The 2 big things out of those 5 that Emily mentioned that were kind of lacking for me, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a 2-year-old and a now 4-month-old, and I started working out with Emily just before I got pregnant, and then became a coach very shortly after. What was really lacking for me was 2 big things. I mean, the money you can make is also always awesome, but the 2 big things for me were more having a purpose and my health. So when I have an autoimmune disease, I put on 140 pounds in a year. I had started losing that. I had to be really slow because of getting pregnant. And then I really believe that my workouts helped me get pregnant. And then when I was pregnant, it became that I might have preeclampsia. And I looked at what I could do personally to fight that. And the only thing I wasn't already doing was my workouts. So I'd started to like maintaining consistency with those and making sure that that happened every single day because until you're really sick with preeclampsia, it's the best thing you can do. And then I decided really to become a coach before all that happened, because I wanted more accountability in working out, but I also wanted more of a reason. I wanted more of a connection. As a stay-at-home mom with a 2-year-old, I talk to a 2-year-old all day. And doing this and connecting with people and sharing my journey gave me more purpose. Like I think I surprised my husband the other day when I told him that I get like 10 or 15 messages a week of people telling me how I inspire them because I post my workouts. And so a really big turning point for me was when I got to 38 weeks. Like I had been doing this, I'd been believing in it and giving my whole heart, but really what made me believe like this is powerful was I had so many people supporting me through my pregnancy, through my workouts, through this like terrifying thing. See, Emily, I told you I was gonna cry, of possibly losing my baby. I was told I may not be able to have babies because of my disease. So the health from being able to work out and the community from sharing my story and inspiring others just gave me so much more purpose and so much more why. And I have a few people who are very close to me who've unfollowed me, and that really hurt when I thought about it. But the number of people, even people I don't know, who reach out to me and be like, I have reached this goal because you inspire me every day, or this has happened, like that is so powerful, connecting to all of those people. And it never would have happened if I hadn't jumped into this opportunity that the amazing Emily kind of brought to me. I started following her because she was doing the workouts, and our babies are about a week apart, and finding that community has been so powerful. Again, I don't know if anybody else listening is a stay-at-home mom, but you feel really lonely a lot of the time. I mean, each type of mom has their own struggle, and that is a really, really hard one for a stay-at-home mom. And then the opportunity to be able to contribute financially, so you don't feel like all I did was run around picking up kids after all day and the house is still a disaster. But really the most powerful for me is the sense of community and purpose, and the health benefits that gave me my pregnancy and gave me a healthy baby. So I love this. It's not a scheme. It's not a trick. It's not anything. It is an opportunity for you to make it what it is for you. And it can be very, very powerful in whatever your why is. So I love Emily. Kayla is fantastic and beautiful and wonderful, and I have been loving getting to know her. And the community that you get when you choose to do this is amazing and worth it on its own. So that being said, I'm going to pass it off to these ladies and deal with my recovering from being sick 2-year-olds. I love you guys. If you have any questions, post in the thing, and I'll get back to you later tonight. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So you heard her story. So the health part of it can be obviously incredibly powerful. Her stuff with her medical issues that she has, her autoimmune disease, made massive, impact in her life. And, it's made a difference in mine. But for me, how do I want to say this? Like, I love the health benefits, but I would probably keep doing this, even if I wasn't a coach, I would still have the health benefit. But what really drives me is being able to help others and my passion for travel. So when I first started, I don't know, for almost 5 years ago, I was newly married. My husband and I, we got married and we were living together for like the first time, and we were living on one income. So I was in grad school, and my husband decided that he wanted to pursue his passion to become a pilot. And so that means he wasn't working. And so we were living on one graduate student income, which is not a lot of money. Graduate students do not make a lot of money. Granted, we were living in Indiana, so the cost of living wasn't expensive, but we just didn't have a lot of money. And I got in touch for the health reasons and for the fitness reasons with Beachbody. But what really made me figure out what the big vision was when I realized that I could make money and that I could travel. And that was what was missing in my life. Like, I had the flexibility with my job, with being a grad student, to be able to travel. Like, my boss had a work hard, play hard mentality. And so I was able to travel, but we just didn't have the money to travel. And so it was really frustrating when you have the time and you got the energy and you got the plans, and the only thing missing is money. And I didn't want, for the rest of my life, I was going to be able to come up with every excuse in the book, like we have kids, or, my schedule doesn't allow, or I can't take time off work. But I didn't want money to be the reason that held me back from traveling, because my husband and I both love traveling. It's a huge part of us. We've been traveling for most of our relationship together. And I didn't want that to be like another reason to hold us back. And so I figured out that with this solution to my problem to travel is that I could fill my travel fund with money. And so I started looking for ways to fill this fund, and that's when I found this business, this coaching, and realized that this could be it. I could earn extra money to travel. I could earn discounted trips. I could, get free trips if I wanted, depending on, what kind of goals I was setting. And that was huge for me. And I started running with it, and it's fueled me for the last 4.5 years. Like, I save all of my money. I'm a hoarder, and I save all my money, and then I just use it on trips. So recently I went to New York City, and my husband and I kind of went on a whim, and I didn't there was not a second thought about going because I knew that I had that money there and I'm setting that money aside so that we can travel. And so I had no problem just going to New York City. And this past spring, my husband and I went to Europe by ourselves. And most 3/4 of it, I just paid for, and with this side hustle that I'm doing, or part-time business that I'm doing. So for me, I want to help other people fill their travel fund. Like, if for those people that want to travel and they want to do that, like, that is amazing. I love when other people can travel and experience new things. And so I want to help people do that. So that is one of the things that is my main driving force for doing this and helping other people. So it helped me be able to travel. And so it was a money thing, but it was specifically so that I could travel. So that's sort of how I got started more on the income side of things. But I know Kayla's going to jump in and she's going to tell you about her why. And maybe if after that she's not, I can jump back in and tell you a little bit more about the fitness part of one of the reasons why I'm doing this. But I'll let Kayla talk first.
All right. Thanks, Emily. So yeah, I just started as a Beachbody coach I never know if I should look at my camera. I'm just going to look at you, Emily, in August, at the end of August. And so I've only been a coach for, I guess it's 3 months now. And I joined Emily just because I was like, okay, I was always a fit-ish person, I guess I would say. I was a dancer for a long time and in sports and all that. And then I got pregnant and I told myself, like, okay, as soon as I'm done, like when I have the baby, like I want to get my body back. And throughout my pregnancy, I would say I stayed active. Little did I know, like what I do now is like what I would consider active, and before is like just walking, even though that's a great place to start. And so as soon as I had the baby, I was like, okay, Emily, like I'm ready, like sign me up. And the thing for me is like, I really need a regimen. And so I needed like a program and like a set schedule of things to do, because that's just like how I am logistically. I'm like a very analytical person. And I knew that Beachbody could do that for me. But also I'm the kind of person that like, if I don't go all in, I'm not going to do it. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to like be a coach. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to be a coach. Like, it's going to be fun. And so basically I just started working out and sharing my stories on social media. And you guys, I did not like think it was going to matter to people. I was kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm like this fit-ish girl that like is doing workouts, and like maybe people will be interested in joining me. And I'm the kind of person that likes to help people as well. I work in healthcare. That's kind of like my thing. And I would just share my stories, and then all of a sudden I would get like all these messages from people like, hey, thanks so much for sharing. You're really inspiring me. Like I'm so afraid to get started, but I think I want to. And I was like, what? Like the days that I was like, I'm not going to work out today, I would get these messages from people like, hey, thanks for sharing. I really love your stories. And I'd be like, shit, I need to go work out. Like these people are counting on me. I'm their coach, right? I'm their motivator. I'm their friend. I'm like their buddy. I'm their accountability partner. So that was kind of a turning point for me, like a month in, where I was like, oh my God, I need to like really commit myself to this. I'm enjoying it. I'm seeing results. And so, yeah, I just calculated, you guys, last month. Hello, whoever just joined. I'm Kayla. I'm talking. I'm just going to keep talking about my story. And yeah, so I just calculated out in October, you guys, I almost made $300 with Beachbody, which was crazy. Yeah. Like and I've only been a coach for a few months, so I never went into it really for the money. It was more about my fitness. And then it ended up being like, let me help people, because I feel like I'm getting the results, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to like tell every single person about how awesome this is. And then I met Emily and Felicia, and they're just really inspiring. And yeah, I have a 3.5 month old, and I was home on maternity leave. And like Felicia said, it was lonely. So that was kind of when I found my tribe. So for me, it was really the fitness parts, and then helping people. And then when I saw how much money I could make just by helping people, I'm saving it now. And I love to travel like Emily. So we're planning a trip to Italy, and then I'm putting away a little bit for Kate's college, my baby. I'm just like, okay, I guess I have this extra after I paid off my hospital bills. I guess I'm going to like save for her. And I never thought I'd be able to do that. So for me, it's really evolved. And now even like with the, the physical results, I also feel like I'm just happier. I'm just like in a really good place. My mental game is stronger, and I'm just like motivated to keep it going. So that's my story.
Yeah. Yay! Thanks for sharing. I'm going to touch on briefly the mental part of it. Is I think the happiness is, how do I want to say this? So while we are like health and fitness, it is so much more than, it's like the internal fitness, like mental fitness and spiritual. It's more a personal inside growth too. Like, so it's not just like, I don't want you to just lose 5 pounds. If that's, let's say that's your goal, I want you to become the best version of yourself while you're physically changing. And I think that's something we really try to embrace. I don't know. I feel like we do.
Agreed. And I feel like, whereas I might have been weaker mentally before and be like, I'm just going to skip that. Or like, it doesn't really matter. Or like, oh, I'm running, but I didn't make it to a mile. Like, it's fine. Now I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can do this. And I push myself, and then it gets easier every day. Like the workout series I'm doing now, the trainer says, run until you're tired or whatever. And I'm like, yeah. So it makes you stronger.
It does. I will touch on, so we kind of touched on, I mentioned the 5 problems. I posted in the group, but for the most part, if we think about this, this business can be a solution to one of 5 problems. And if someone just jumped on, I don't know who it is, so I just want to touch on those. So the 5 problems we think it can solve has to do with money, time, health, your purpose, and security, like with your job. We've touched on some of those. I thought I would just briefly touch on time, because I do have a story about that with myself. Like, so I mentioned that I was in grad school, and so for me, being a stay-at-home parent was never going to be in the cards. Like, it was never something that I felt called to do. I went to school for 6 years to become a PhD. So for me, I do have a career, and that's what I want to do. And so I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But then you have a kid, okay? And then kind of your priorities change a little bit, and it's hard to take time off to enjoy your kid. But I was lucky, and I'm not going to say this was 100% this income, but between the working with Beachbody and having a flexible boss, I was able to work part-time after I had Rafe. So I took the full 3 months of maternity leave off, and then I worked 2 days a week he would have been 3 months for the next 6 months. So I was home with him. So he was either home with my husband or he went to my parents, and then I was home with him the other 5 days a week for the first, 9, 10. No, I guess we moved in 11 months. We moved at 11 months. So I was home with him for pretty much 11 months. And I kid you not, it was because of Beachbody and because I had a flexible boss that we were able to do this. That having that extra income made this possible. And let me tell you, it was the most rewarding time. Like, I know I probably will not ever going to be able to do that with any future children, but to be able to do that with my first and see every single one of his milestones, minus his crawling, because he did that with his dad. He saved that one for his dad, but I got to be there. What?
That's so cool. I didn't know you stayed home that long. So that's awesome.
So, I worked just 2 days a week. And so I was able to do that and stay home with him and see all the milestones. And it feels like a gift kind of from the universe, not the universe, but from I guess I will say the universe, and then I got to be able to experience that. And so I got to have that time with him at home, and that has made all of the difference in the world. So if time is one of your 5 problems, this could be a solution. You may need to put time in and build something sustainable, but you can work part-time and do this, or you can, not work a full-time job and make this your sole income. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be like, it's going to be super easy, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to be damn freaking worth it the whole time. And it's going to be super amazing when you get to be able to be home with your kids and take them to school in the morning, or take them home from the morning, or stay home with your cat or dog or whatever, or just have the time freedom to do whatever you want. So that's just the other one I don't think between Felicia, Kayla, and I, we had touched on. So you guys are on. That's sort of our whys. And I wanted to touch on that because I just wanted you guys to know why we're here and the difference that it made in kind of our mission and what we're doing. So that's the why. And now we kind of talk about what. And these are just sort of more basic questions. I kind of had to ask a few of you guys kind of what kind of questions do you have about this? And so here's some of them. You know, if you have more, always feel free. I mean, jump when we're off. I don't want to keep you guys crazy long, but I'll just touch on some of these. So this is a business and you are the boss. So the beautiful thing with that is you get to put in as little or as much time as you can, as you need, and as you want. We will want to scale that with your goals. Like if you want to, you know, make a full-time income, okay, well then you have to put in the work to get those results. But I'm not going to force you right off the bat to say you have to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm not going to harass you because you are your own boss. But on the flip side of that, we have this tribe and we have this support system and we have this community and we have training. So we are going to, you know, walk you through everything so that you know what you're doing. And I even have this awesome new training that I just started, that I'm like a part of, that I am sharing with our tribe. So we're always constantly learning and growing and figuring out how to do things. And as soon as I learn and I try to share with the group. So there's always trainings, there's always calls, there's always resources. So it's not like we're just going to push you off the deep end and say, hey, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you swim, you know, that's not what we're about. So this can be as much time or as little time as you need. It can be, you know, I don't talk about exercise, but we're talking like maybe an hour. If you have more time at 2 hours a day, it kind of depends what your goals are. Like if you have really, really, really big goals, then it's going to take more time and energy and effort. So I just want you to be realistic with that, because I don't want you guys to be like, you can do it for 10 minutes and make $1 million, because that's, well, I mean, maybe the odds of that are really slim. So, and again, that kind of ties into being how active you are, like in terms of what activities you're doing. Again, it's up to you. I will share that it kind of, for me, it does ebb and flow. So I told you that I was in grad school. So the 3 months, no, probably not 3 months, the month and a half leading up to my defense of my dissertation, which essentially, if you guys don't know, is like the biggest exam. It allows you to say you pass and now you have a PhD, or you don't pass and you suck. Not really, but it's a big deal. And it's like the culmination of 6 years of work. And so I did, you know, slow down and take a step back. And I shared with, you know, my friends and my tribe then that, you know, this is why I'm doing that. And so there can be an ebb and a flow in the season of your life, obviously. And so that's okay. So it's not like, if you guys are in school, like, oh my God, we're going to harp on you if it's finals week, like you got to be doing all these things. Like obviously finals week, or, you know, whatever it is that is more important. So the kind of expectations, we want you guys to join us and be a part of our team. We want you to join our calls. We just started doing calls on Monday nights. And actually we didn't do one last week because it was chaotic. And then by like Thursday, I missed seeing all my friends and knowing how they were. So we want you to join our calls and just be a part of our community, because even if you're not like gung-ho ready to start sharing sweaty selfies on day one, which is completely fine, you don't have to do that, we still want you to be a part of our tribe and contribute and hang out with us, because that's what makes our tribe unique and fun, and we want you guys to be a part of that.
We need friends.
We want the right friends.
We want the right friends. So if you like us and you're a good
if you like us, and
that'd be great.
So we like Grey's Anatomy. We like Harry Potter. We like dogs. We like kids. Obviously, we all have kids.
Most of us like coffee or a tea.
Or wine.
Or wine.
So there's a couple ways to get started. Honestly, this is a great month to get started because all of the best programs are on sale right now. They've lowered pretty much everything $20 off. So in the last year, this is like the cheapest. In the last 12 months, this is the cheapest you can have been able to get started with the workouts. So, and I will say that the workouts, while that is our focus, it does bleed over and is transformative in all areas of your life besides just the scale. So even if you're like, I don't really need to lose weight, this can still be life-changing in terms of even just nutrition, or in your mental game, or in your body positivity, confidence, how you interact with the world, how they see you, all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of want to share that part. So yeah, all the programs right now are on sale almost all of them are like the like kind of like basic programs are on sale for $140, which is pretty freaking amazing. You get to start your business, and the sign up fee is waived. And what I was gonna say about that covers like your first month, and then ongoing fees are $15-$16.
Yep.
I'm blanking on numbers tonight,
It's
but that's okay.
$15.95. You have your monthly coach fee.
And that's the covers, and that covers, which we say it's just a fee, but you never, because Kayla and I are very factual. Let me just tell you what it covers. It covers actually a lot. You have a website where people order from. Most of you guys probably don't care, but Kayla and I probably care. It covers your website, all the training materials that they put on, which is a lot of videos. So if you really want to dig deep into like all the things, it's all there. They have it all. They have all the marketing. They're marketing this, all kinds of stuff, all of the promotional stuff that they have on all the infomercials. So you get access to all of this. So it's shipping. Oh, we don't actually ship any product, which is amazing. With like, I know Mary Kay, you have to stock product. We don't stock any product. We don't deal with any shipping. We don't deal with any returns. They deal with all of that. So that's really nice. So in terms of like, we're not stockpiling crap in your house, which is nice. I don't know. That's all I can think of right now.
Want to tell them about the discounts they would get?
Oh, yeah.
The best part.
I didn't write it down. But as a coach, versus a customer, you can sign up customers, but as a customer, but the coach gives you the opportunity to earn income. And you get the discount on products. So you get discounts on your Shakeology, your smoothies, on your Go-Go juice, which is my Energize, or Mom Crack, or whatever we call it. Beach bars, which are amazing. Oh my God, you guys, random side note, but Rafe loves chocolate bars now, which are these beach bars. And I have to tell him like 100 times a day that he can't have a chocolate bar because they're mine and I don't want to share them. So you get to save 25% on all products for your own like personal use, which is amazing. And then you get to be able to earn 25% income. So if you're connecting and you're sharing your workouts and your best friend's like, hey, I want to do that, and signs up, then you earn a 25% commission or more, or they're slightly more. So they're roughly between $40 and $125 a pop. So that's pretty awesome. And there's other ways to earn income in terms of bonuses and building a team and that kind of stuff. But I don't necessarily feel like we have to get into that. If you want, I don't feel like we have to get into that. So, okay, stop. It's giving me notifications. Sorry. So if you have questions about that, feel free. But I don't know. I kind of feel like that's a side point. So if you have questions after the video, after we're done here, just let me know. I think that's kind of all I have. If you guys have other questions, I'm trying to see what I had written down. If there was any other questions I was missing. You can cancel anytime, quit anytime. No penalties. And for the most part, as long as you hang out with us and are cool, not cool, but as long as you hang out with us and you're like, hey, I just don't think this is for me. Like you give it a shot and you don't think this is for you, I'm good with that. You know, like this is not going to be for everyone. And it might not be for any of you guys on here right now, and that's okay. Again, I told you from the beginning, I don't want to sell you, and I don't want to twist your arm into doing this. I really want this to be something where it's a fit for you and it's a fit for us. So if you do give it a shot and it's not a fit, that's okay. And guess what? We still want to be your friends. I still want to know what your life is like. So I still want to follow you on social media because it's more than a business. It's friendship too. So I don't know. That's kind of all I got.
Do you want to maybe end with like why you call it the Priority You Tribe? Because I think that's cool. Like I really like that.
Oh, well, okay. So I had initially called it something else, and then as a mom, and I guess I don't know if all of you guys are moms, but as a mom, you give so much to other people, right? You're doing so much for your kid. You're keeping your kid alive, and you're keeping the house running, and if you have a spouse, you're doing that too. And it's so easy to do things for everyone else that we forget about ourselves. And it's really hard to make yourself a priority when everyone else's needs come before yours. And I always say that you need to fill your cup first because you can't pour from an empty cup. And so I really talked a lot about your priority. And then I was like, maybe I should name my team that. And so the team is called the Priority You Tribe because I want everyone to be able to make their health, their happiness, and their financial goals a priority. And so whatever your goals are, I just want to help you put them in kind of in the forefront. They don't have to be like you're in the forefront all the time, but I want you to not put them on the back burner. And I know a lot of us as moms, even if you're not a mom, even as a female, sometimes it's easy to put personal side things on the back burner. And I don't want to do that. I want to help you make sure they're in the front and that you're making them a priority. So that's focusing on your health, your happiness, and your financial goals. So that's kind of why I named it the Priority You Tribe. And then I abbreviate it PYT, and that's the Michael Jackson song. So
love it. I
don't know. You came up with that. You're like, it's PYT. Didn't you say, you're like, oh, it's PYT for Michael Jackson?
Probably.
Yeah. So that's our mission as a Priority You Tribe is making our health and happiness a priority. So if you align with that, if you connect with, what we talked about in terms of why we do this, right? You heard all of our whys, different whys in terms of the solutions that, we're looking to solve. If you connected with any of that, let us know. Again, it's up to you. Does this fit you? Does this fit your life? Does this help you solve a solution in your life? If so, then let's chat about it. And if not, that's completely fine. And we appreciate you guys just being here and taking the time to hang out with us. So I'm going to hop off. Unless I can unmute you guys. If you have questions, I might do that. But sometimes you guys are shy. So if y'all are shy and aren't going to ask questions, which is completely fine because I don't want to be awkward pauses. But I'll unmute everyone. And then if you have a question, great. And if not, then we'll just hop off. Okay? How do I unmute everyone? Unmute. I don't know. I'll just unclick everyone. Okay. All right, anyone have any last minute questions? Anyone? I won't let me unmute you, Chastity, which is fine. I'm assuming you don't have any questions. Okay, I'm gonna hop off. I don't want to keep you guys any longer and just dilly-dally. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. We appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Sunday. I'm so grateful I get to go to bed because my evening was such a gem tonight. But anyways, all right,
awesome.
Talk to you guys. We'll
Good night.
talk to you guys a chat. Okay, bye.
Bye.